back in ancient times, where we were not having compass or GPS, people used to navigate according to the star position, right, by locating the different stars. And in this regard, pole star, it demanded more importance in navigation. Now this question is related with pole star and how locating a pole star can help in navigation. So first of all, let's take a look at what we mean by pole star. So pole star means it's a star which is directly above North Pole, right? Now, the North Pole, as you can see in this picture, right? The Earth is rotating in a tilted axis, and the one star which is directly above the North Pole, that we call it as the North Pole star, or it can also be called as Polaris, right? The star's name is Polaris. So the star lying directly above North Pole is called as pole star, right? So factually, there are two pole stars, which is the South Pole star as well as the North Pole star. But the South Pole star is not visible with naked eye. For this reason, simply if you are saying pole star, that means North Pole star. So the idea behind pole star is that that particular star will be lying directly above the North Pole, right? And these poles, right, the North Pole and South Pole, when the Earth is rotating, these regions are not having any kind of movement. A point in this North Pole is lying stationary, right? It's not moving, it's not rotating. So as you can see in this picture, right, this picture is taken somewhere from the high latitudes in the northern hemisphere, and this is a time-lapse picture, right? We have kept the camera still, and so that the Earth is rotating, and all these stars are blurred because the Earth is rotating. Here you can find one star, Polaris, which is not at all blurred. It's a single point, and this star is called as Polaris because this star is directly staring at the North Pole. Okay, so if one could find Polaris or the North Star, that means, if you are staring directly at North Star, that means we are staring directly at the northern direction, right? So if you are having northern direction, we can find all the other directions. Imagine if I could find the pole star, meaning that I'm staring directly at the north, right? So if I'm staring directly at north, my right side should come out as east, and my the left hand side should be the west, and my back side should be south. Okay, now imagine if I need to go towards west, right? If I need to travel towards west, I should travel by keeping my right hand towards the pole star, right? Because if I travel by keeping my right hand towards the pole star or in the north direction, I'll be moving in the west direction. Or if I keep my left hand in the direction of pole star, right? If I move in that direction, right? I'll be going towards the east. So the idea is, if you could find the North Star or Polaris, that means you could find the north, and if you could find the north direction, we can find all the other directions. Now let's go back to the question. So a person stood alone in the desert on a dark night and wanted to reach his village, which was situated 5 kilometers west of the point, right? So the person wants to go towards west, right? West of the point where he was standing. He had no instruments to find the direction, but he located the pole star. Meaning that if he could locate the pole star, he identified the north direction, right? If he could identify the north direction, and he needs to go towards the west. To the most convenient way now to reach his village is to walk in the direction, right? So among the options you can find direction facing the pole star, direction opposite to the pole star, right? If I'm walking in the direction facing the pole star, meaning that I'm walking directly towards the north. If I'm walking in the direction opposite to the pole star, meaning that I'm walking in the direction south. Okay. Now the option C, the direction keeping the pole star to his left. So if I could identify this as my north, right? If I'm keeping my left hand towards the north and I'm walking, right? I'll be walking towards east. And if I could keep my right hand towards the pole star, and if I could walk, I'll be walking towards the west. Okay. So here answer should come out as D, direction keeping the pole star to his right. So the idea is, if we could find the pole star, we could identify the directions, and if we need to go towards west, we have to keep our right hand towards the north direction, then we have to walk. Then we will be walking directly towards the western direction. And if you are keeping the left hand in the direction of pole star and walking, we will be walking in the direction east. So here since the person wants to go towards west, right, the answer should come out as D, which is direction keeping the pole star to his right.